Hi everyone, good evening. Good evening, my dear friends. Unexpected live video. It is late night here, and I just felt like I would like to come live for the last time of this 2020 year, and just want to have a conversation, a cozy conversation. I'm in my robe with my hot cup of tea. Cozy conversation about this year. Is this year, is 2020, was 2020 really that bad and terrible for absolutely everyone? What things we could learn from immigrants? And what are the lessons of this year? I just felt like talking about something like that today. Um, yeah. Was the year 2020 really such a horrible year for absolutely everyone? Was it really that bad? I know I have not been much on social media lately, but a lot of people I talk to, a lot of people I see, everybody says how horrible this year was and is, and everybody wants it over. And I'm thinking, oh, of course, uh, it's it has and it had its challenges, and um, I don't want to go into politics and all of these things. I just want to go into um, more like history of humanity and what happened with being stoic. Why people are so weak and sensitive, and what American people, or people in first world countries, could learn from the immigrants. Hi everyone, say hi somebody. I know it's unexpected, but I'm matching my robe. I'm in my matching robe in my matching cup. So just a cozy conversation, not our usual video today. I thought it probably would be my last opportunity tonight to um, connect with you for this year 2020. So of course, if you lost somebody or you got really sick or whatever, that could be it it's terrible year, because I mean it's terrible thing. But the life is so that we do lose people. If they would show statistics of how many people die every year, from uh, heart attacks, strokes, accidents, old age, and different disease, um, it would be pretty bad numbers. So let's just talk about the year in general. As year with limitations and things being canceled and this and that. I would say that every person that ever lived and been through tough time probably has been through worse. Personally, I would say that there are definitely many uncomfortable things, but I always remember that there are bigger problems. And if you are healthy, if you have enough of funds to take care of your basic needs, and your family is okay, and you have your house and whatever else you got, you really, and you can, you have, you can make it through, you really have nothing to complain about. And I really think that the outside factors is something that we cannot always change, but inside factors, what we make out of it, that what counts. You can have everything available, open, rich people, famous people that have uh, fame, money, houses, they still sometimes taking their life and suicide. So we sometimes need to remember in the strange times and strange things like this, we need to remember that nobody can take your joy unless you really let them. And also, I want to talk today about um, learning from the immigrants, learning from people that possibly come from less fortunate circumstance, learning from people who didn't grow up with a lot, you know, learning from people that maybe came from third world countries. And well, the best way to learn from these people is actually to travel and see some things. Unfortunately, you cannot time travel to USSR or even post USSR, because I mostly grew up in post USSR, but it was kind of almost worse than USSR because one system was broken and another one wasn't built. If I could trade things that I have right now here in US for what happened when in early 90s, our parents lost the jobs. Both of my parents were engineers, so they had stable jobs. They always knew what's going to be tomorrow. And I think this is what scares most people that used to stability here in US, that people do not understand what's going to happen tomorrow. And yeah, I remember their shock and realizing their stable job. So people who were engineers, they only could work for state, for the state, like similar, we don't have states, but for the government or something that you would call state here. So one day you wake up, your career is gone, your job is gone, you still have your children, you don't know what to do socially. So I think people are, maybe immigrants, for example, post USSR in particular, are more stoic because we have been through a lot of instability, through a lot of change, and there was nobody to complain about. You just have to figure it out. um, and it was very difficult for people to figure it out after they had a system, when every day you go to work, you basically, in Soviet Union, you basically knew your destiny since you were in school, probably like in grade school, because you knew, okay, you're gonna go, you're gonna elementary, I'm gonna just translate what it means here, like elementary, grade school, high school, then then they send you to the university, you study at the university, it's free. Yeah, some people dream here of free college. Yes, we had free school, free medicine, and free colleges. Yeah, don't ask me about free medicine. Don't ask me about that, but anyhow, yeah, don't think that free is always so great, because free is not free, it's never free. There is some things that you sign in for. Yeah, you get some stability, but you actually get no freedom of choice. So anyhow, you know your destiny since you decide who you want to be. You're probably in a grade school, you're going to finish high school, you're going to go to university, and the university is going to transfer you to your work. Then you're going to get married, preferably before age of 25. By you need to have kids. I mean, everything was the same for everybody for the decades. People knew their path, they're gonna study this, they're gonna be that, they're gonna have career. So it was all very predictable. And then imagine this, you have all these predictions, you have all these things going on, and then one day you wake up and it's taken from you. Absolutely, completely. I remember how many times our currency had changed. So we had one kind of money, and then it changed in only in my lifetime, as you know, as a child and young adult. It had changed many times. You know, it had changed one, two, three. I would say 3 or 4 times. The currency had changed. So it's, I mean, it's just absolutely crazy. So what I'm trying to share with you is that, you know, before you call something, yes, I mean, I disagree with the political things. I completely disagree with fraudulent things. I disagree with everything that's been happening. You guys probably know that. But if we forget things that we cannot control and focus on the things that we can control, we actually living in incredible times, because you know, I can make this video, I can have this cozy conversation in my bathrobe with you, and you guys are watching from different state, and you can share your thoughts, and tomorrow you can wake up and have $1 million idea. Tomorrow you can wake up and realize, ooh, you know, my everyday was like the day before, and I didn't realize till this crisis hit, and you know, they closed countries for a while. I realized I've always had an opportunity to buy a ticket and go look at the world, but I chose wait for tomorrow. Every day I told myself tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. You may realize you spend more money on cigarettes and wine and whatever else, junk food, and you never took care of your health, even though you had it, and you've never done things that really make this life worth living. You always complain maybe about, you know, your neighbors, you know, people in your family or whatever is going about your country, but you never went out and saw another country to compare, or you never, you know, change your life to the point where it's meaningful and joyful for you. And I think in some ways we should be grateful here in US for experiencing instability and realizing that everything can be taken away from you. And it's not always about, you know, focusing on the big you know, on the government and things. You know, there was many years when a lot of people could have taken a step, could have gotten somewhere, could have seen something, but chosen to just watch TV. You know, just a second. Hi everyone, I'm gonna say hi. I just want to share this thing. So today we're just having a cozy conversation, but if you want to comment, I would love to see your comments, guys. And I'm gonna read. I just want to say this funny things that happened to me. Couple years ago, I was trying to get a better internet, and I could not find an internet package without the TV. So I was asking if they have a bundle, that I don't need a bundle, I just want internet, because I don't own a TV, I don't want a TV. And this salesperson on the phone was just pushing that bundle, and that I have to get TV, and then I get this cable deal, I get this landline and internet. And I told her, listen, I know it's a great deal, but not once I will watch TV. And she asked me, you know, the person asked me, like, why you don't want TV? And I said, because I told you, I'm not gonna watch TV unless I am on TV. Yes, I actually did say that. I said, I'm not gonna watch TV unless I'm on it, number one. Number two is that when I have time, that's not what I want to do with my life. when I have time for myself, when I want to do something, I'm not gonna sit there. I mean, if you think about it, all these channels, all this media, all these people, they making a fortune out of our time and attention. And I personally not willing to give it. And so I just told the person on the phones that I'm completely uninterested in buying the best deal of a cable, which I could see she was shocked to hear that. And um, she probably thought to herself, man, what in that case. And so that was quite funny because to me it's like for I think it's okay. Just a second, guys. What I was thinking, why I'm in pain. So anyhow, guys, we have a cozy conversation on probably last live show of this season. So everybody, welcome to share what's going on. We're gonna talk a little bit more about what we can learn from people from other countries, what we can learn from traveling to other countries, why we should do things when we need to do them, and what are the lessons that we can learn from this year. Um, so I'm gonna read some of your comments. Thank you so much for coming. Good evening, everybody. There is a lot more benefits in watching internet videos produced than yes. It's interesting because I feel that definitely, especially a lot of younger people, but not only watching real people on different platforms, including YouTube. It's really amazing that we do have an opportunity. Whatever you are interested in, you can find it. You can connect with the community. You can find the person that represents your current interest. I think it's quite incredible. Yes, especially young people. Like I would say, well, by young I mean relatively, relatively young. So uh, like I don't really know any of my friends and younger who watch TV. I don't really know anybody. So I think younger generations, like kids, of course, unfortunately sucked in with the video games. But I feel that like my mom sometimes watching TV when I travel to Ukraine, and it shocks me. I don't know why. I feel like it's a lost century. Um, but yeah, a lot of people find something that they truly enjoy. They find it on the media, but then on social media, or they find outlets. By the way, I need to find a backup outlet for things that we are doing on this channel because we need it. So I've heard about BitChute, but we need to have. I need to try some outlets, alternatives for YouTube. Gotta have a backup plan. Um, yeah. Hey, Mark. Good to see you, my friend. Mark is saying, I see those changes that you saw early in your life may serve you well later when you got here to the US. You learn how to change and adapt early in life. Yeah, it's true. It definitely, sometimes you feel that those challenges you had, they are major disadvantage, and you feel, how sad it is that you were struggling, you didn't have these opportunities, you didn't have, nice pink robes. When you were growing up, you may have very humble beginnings and stuff and things of this nature, but you realize it is a blessings. You realize it is a blessing that you've been through those challenges because they made you stronger. You're not collapsing and crying somewhere. You're not complaining. Making videos on social media that you have only cereal you can eat, and you cannot go and have sushi. Yeah, we had one of the celebrities breaking down in their mansions in tears because they had to eat cereal. It's really amazing how American culture depends on the restaurants and things like this. And I was just joking. This is it for people who know how to cook. It's time to thrive. Oh. Yeah, so thank you, Mark. But I feel that a lot of immigrants, so I have people like myself who came from USSR or post USSR. They had those experiences where you had to be stoic, you have to be strong. You definitely had challenges all the time, but also there are people that came from third world country, like India, or some Middle Eastern, some other Middle Eastern countries, where they were not even able to get maybe good education. Maybe I mean, not everybody is poor over there, because I've been to Middle East many times, and been to Africa, North Africa, and I've seen luxury and poverty. Maybe some of you had traveled too, but but those people who grew up in a real poverty, when you have these castles, like when we were in Egypt, you have this beautiful castles and all this luxury, and then a couple steps away, people live in this little uh I don't know how to call these little things. People are literally surviving. So they know what is to have a problem. We call, if we in United States and other developed countries, if you can't get something instantly, you get frustrated and annoyed. But in these countries, in some African countries too, where you don't even have, I forgot how many millions of people do not have fresh water. It's incredible. Like, in some of these countries, you need to walk half a day to get bucket of water. So is this really such a horrible, terrible year when there is, most of us still have way more than we need to survive? Yes, I once again, I completely disagree with what's going on. I completely despise everything that's happened this year. um what I'm talking about, but most of us have so way more and beyond uh bare minimum. So should we really be complaining, or should we be creating things and finding ways to make it better? Should we making plans for improving lives, and stop wasting time on all kinds of bullshit? And sometimes you just have to get honest with yourself, because this year some things were not available, but how many people never use those things anyway? Once again, how many people never dared to get up and go somewhere? On this channel we talk about Ukrainian Russian mentality versus American. We also talk a lot about relationships and dating, and differences in mentalities. How many men spend 5 3 5, I don't know, however many years on the couch, talking to people, and uh, talking to imaginary, illusionary, delusionary people online, instead of uh, getting into shape so they can actually show up, saving some money, and show up and exploring. I talk about relationships, but it's not, you should not be going there chasing people. You just go explore. So many people would not take their butt off the couch to go travel. um, and see things for themselves, but they would be spending, I know what I'm talking about, hundreds and thousands of dollars online when they had an opportunity for years to go and see and experience things and learn something, and then realize, ooh, this is real and this is fake. This is, I'm experiencing this country, this culture. A lot of foreign people, a lot of people from developed Western cultures and countries are kind of looking down to people from third world countries and countries like Ukraine and Russia. I'm not gonna call Russia and Ukraine a third world country, even though in terms of economy they probably are right now, but not in terms of culture and science and things like that. So, um, but it doesn't matter. People from developed countries can learn a lot from drive and core and strength and stoicism from people from countries with a lot of challenges. Do you guys agree? Instead of looking down on people and say, well, we have this and we have that, you can learn from them. And that could explain why immigrants are so much more successful than people often. Okay, not all the time, not always, but a lot of immigrants who come to the United States overcome a lots of challenges and they are a lot more successful than people who were born here. And as a person who immigrated myself, I can tell you that you have to learn everything. Whatever age you immigrating, you are 5 years old again. You know, you're 5 years old because you don't know how to use. I didn't know how to get around. I didn't know how to use the cars. I didn't know anything really that that you learn. You don't speak fluent English. Some people don't speak English at all. You don't have any documents. I mean, you have to wait for your documents to process. I'm talking about legal immigration, not even trying to touch on illegal one. Talking about going through all the legal stages of documents and all of this year by year. First year or two, sometimes you're not even allowed to work, and having your degrees translated, sometimes it take more time to translate your degree in equivalent than just go ahead and study it all over again, right? Or a lot of immigrants open a business or doing something creative, but it takes a lot of courage to do these things. And so the question is, it makes me laugh when I look at people who were born here. I don't care what culture you were born here to, what background, what social economics. You were born here, you already won a lottery. English is your first language, most likely, or maybe you were born to bilingual family. I don't care if you, even if your parents were on in poverty, even if they were a bad example, you were born here. Nothing matters. They try to tell you that here are underprivileged people. I would believe that many, many, many years ago, but not in this year, not right now. It has nothing to do with your religion, your culture, color of your skin, uh, anything. It believes who you are and what can you do for people. You already won a lottery when you're born here. It just, people find excuses on excuses. They may make whole researches about how they are underappreciated. But if they would travel, any person that thinks that they are mistreated, unappreciated, what else? What they use here? Underprivileged. These people should take a plane and fly to Africa, India, Pakistan, and they will see what underprivileged looked like over there. And what their chances, and they will also learn a lot of things about real life and real struggle. Because once again, everybody who were blessed and born in to developed Western country, I'm not even talking just United States, you won a lottery already. So if you think life is hard and life is tough, it means you have not seen any other countries. May you not have seen struggles. Because in United States, if you are struggling and you struggling consistently, it means that that is your choice. Yep, I'm gonna say this again. If you are struggling and you have time to complain about it, and it's year, I mean, we all go through struggles, but if it's year after year after year, that's that's on you, my dear friend. Because if somebody could come half across the world, looking just like you, maybe speak a different language, have to learn the language, have to get a new education, have to study, have to open their own business or practice. How come that is easier and they're getting more successful than for you to be here and already have this by default? You already have all these things by default. You have your English, you have your citizenship, you have everything. You have opportunities. Yes, I'm not. I mean, it's not that easy. You gotta you have to figure out the ways. There is a lot of things you need to do, but you can't tell that there is no opportunity. So before we say, oh, this was such a horrible year, let's think about those people who are less than privileged, that struggled, that may not have anything to feed their family with. And not just this year, they just live like this. They had a picture somewhere of, you know, around the world what people's budget is for meals for their family and what kinds of food they consume. It's pretty impressive to see what's really going on. And I feel that right now they're trying to program us into fear of unknown, into fear of um oh, this is hard, this is unknown. And you know it's gonna be even harder. It's I they trying to take our vision, with all this programming and fearing everybody for futures that, ooh, there is nothing, it's scary, you have to be careful, stay home, don't do this. It's pretty crazy. So it's it's pretty crazy. This is just tells you that this is the year. The main lessons from this year is to learn to think for yourself. Once again, the main lesson from this year is taking a chance, jumping into chances, and learning once again to think for yourself. And it's critical. Thank you so much for the super chat. uh Immigrants are more highly motivated, for sure. Most foreign residents just have not been brainwashed but power mongers. I don't think that's really about brainwashing. It's about survival. It's about survival. You just don't get the luxury of, you don't count on, getting certain benefits. You don't count on somebody holding your hand. Even though I was just talking with a friend today about this, how you come and a lot of times your entire family, sometimes people immigrate with family or some members of the family, but very often if you first immigrate by yourself, You leave your family, your friends, your social connections. If you guys ever traveled, you know that in Russia, Ukraine, Middle East, Africa, social connections mean a lot. You do a lot. Here in US you call it networking, but it's a little bit different. In these countries it's more about, it's it's a social capital, means more than the money, because when you know people you can make you, and it's good and bad at the same time, but it's all about who you know. So when you come to United States or any other Western country, usually there is nobody, your education, don't count. You don't have anybody to support you, or anybody to hold your hand, especially for those immigrants that's, first generation, that just come here first. So yeah, I think that it's not even the brainwashed. It's that you've been through challenges, you are pushing through, and you just developed to be stoic from your childhood. You Challenges is like a normal thing, so you don't give up, you don't get upset, you don't cry that you cannot go to a restaurant, and um now you have to eat cereal. First of all, you know how to cook, but you you getting what I'm saying. But yeah, I don't think, Bill, I don't think immigrants even have time to be brainwashed, because they are busy, they are doing their thing, they are grown. A lot of people I know who come, they go study English as a second language, and then they go um, try to get education. I know a lot of people who are doctors and lawyers, they were in their country, but they come here and they washing floors, they washing dishes. They don't even have a thought of not pushing through. And I think that challenges are good for you, and sometimes all of us need a reality check, and that's why travel, meeting different people, see appreciation for little things, realize what real problem is, seeing real poverty, see real what's really going on in the world, and then not wasting our time when you have, your internet, when you have uh, opportunities to do things and to grow, whether you do it on your own, or you part of or you want to expand, or change your career, whatever you do. But what most people doing right now, and I actually had a conflict today with somebody about time wasting. I do understand, I enjoy certain people, you probably enjoy watching certain people, some people inspiring you, but you can't just consistently uh, consume, consume food, consume information, consume food, consume information. You have to also reflect, create, take breaks, and do something useful. All this stuff that's created now, all these video games, all this never ending news, all kinds of stuff, I feel that this is just to keep people, uh to not let people have their own thinking. It's like cocaine. You know what I'm saying? It's like cocaine. It's so addictive. Boom, boom, boom. All this news, all this flashing updates, and all of this. It's just insanity. People soon will be happy to give all their freedoms and get into victimhood, and let themselves to be programmed, when you don't have to be. You can have your own brain, and believe nothing what you hear, and only half of what you see. One wise person said. Thank you. Hey Kevin, is it you? Thank you so much for the super chat, I appreciate it. um um I see a book recommendation for our New Year's live. I suggest everyone read this book, including you, Veronica. Hard times create strong men. Well, I'll give it to somebody special. How about that? Because I'm not a man and I don't want to be strong. It explains well how we got here and how to break free. Thank you for the suggestion. I will recommend it to men around me. I've already got my school on being strong, from going through numerous changes from a very young age. Uh, yes, I think there are some things that comes to you naturally after you've been through a lot. But thank you so much. Yes, I'm sure that there are some great insights, but I will give it to a strong man to read it for me. How about that? I'll be a passive listener. But thank you. I'm just being playful. But thank you so much for the recommendation. Oh, thank you. Um, thank you again for a super chat, Bill. I appreciate it. Um, Traveling is truly revealing. Yes, it is. It should be encouraged and given a high priority in the American educational system. Not sure about cocaine though. Well, first of all, I agree with you on this. I agree 100% on um, education over sitting there and listen to authority all day long. I see major problem with educational system. By the way, I would say not only in United States but all across the globe. Um, that it's the most unnatural thing for children, like 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 years old to sit for 11 hours, or not 11 hours, I'm sorry. I was thinking about 11 years old. Sit for 6, 7, 8 hours. It's completely against their nature. They need to have things hands on. Mm, they need to be able the even to be able to travel, even at least inside of the country, seeing national parks, seeing nature, seeing museums. I really think that this is just my belief, and I may be entirely wrong for some people, but I think in some ways education, the way it is, it's the worst thing for our children, because all it teaches you, well, there are some good things that it teaches you, but in many ways it teaches you to sit there, to make no mistakes or you're gonna get a bad grade, and to listen to authority without asking a question. How is that entrepreneurial? You may guys know I have a huge passion for entrepreneurship, but every person is entrepreneur. Even if you have career with a company, even if you're a teacher, even whatever you do in life, you are entrepreneur, because you are doing something. You are always self-made because you create something out of your life, out of your day, right? All of us are entrepreneurs of our lives. So just want to make that point. I don't think it's very successful. And coming back to what Bill just mentioned, I don't always agree on, we are all different here. We have our opinions, but I totally believe, I think students should be rewarded and encouraged to be more active. Okay, maybe it is impossible. I mean, the travel would be incredible. The international travel for students would be outstanding. The travel inside of the country should be the must. I'm actually amazed how beautiful and big this country is, and I even haven't seen 10% of it yet. But even without changing the budget, if the teachers and schools will realize that, oh, we need to do more hands-on projects, we, you know, especially when it's a good weather, we should do outside and play these games. We should go and research the trees, you know, we should go and, you know, play in the grass. I have to say, we were very blessed. In some schools over here, they do some museums. They had like a week in the history museum, and I was chaperoning for a day or two. Almost lost my mind, but survived. Um, they also did some things with the little, you know, fish and things like this. But I believe, this is my personal belief, that children should be taught important things in school, such as, first of all, they need to be a lot more active learning. It's incredible. You know how weird it is to see a lazy 10-year-old? A 10-year-old that no longer wants to play because he had so much fast food and salt and sugar and processed foods. His brain, you know, he's sluggish and he's forced to sit. So then he doesn't want to get up. And to see these kids being addicted like to a cocaine, I have to tell you, it is like cocaine, shall I say, to the video games and what it does to their intellect. It's unbelievable. And these people are trying to tell you that, you know, they care about your health. Mental health is a huge part of it. So I think that even before, you know, it would be wonderful to send kids to all the national parks and travel abroad, but maybe we could start with letting kids running around. They're supposed to be this skinny, running around and having fun and exploring and doing things in the forest and climbing and building things. You know, that leads me to another point. In this time, you realize that the more you can do, the more you can depend on yourself, you can survive. These kids need to learn how to survive. Instead of giving, can somebody explain me what the hell is going on with this, you know, lunches in school? It's not even eatable. Those things have no nutrition and they're not even food. How about, you know, buying things from farmers? You can buy things, especially like places like Michigan, you can buy things very cheap, beautiful produce from farmers, and teaching kids how to make their own food like they do in Japan. Teaching them responsibilities, teaching them chores, teaching them how to cut a salad, or, you know, how to prepare a meal, how to then clean it up. How about doing things that children will actually need? Like taking courage and creating things, thinking out of the box, learning responsibility, learning critical thinking, you know, learning to think for yourself, being okay with making mistakes and getting bad grades sometimes, because you're not going to be great at just about everything, right? um no, I live in suburbs and we do not have great lunches. The lunches are approved by the state. So it's, I mean, it's not even food. And I'm saying this because it's very sad. This food have no nutrients. It's just processed stuff. So I mean, there is a lot that we should learn and apply. There is a lot that we can change. And, you know, I don't know how many school principals are watching me. Actually, there may be some. If you're watching me, hope you consider this. Not that, I mean, I think it depends on, major uh people who are in power, but this whole baby, this whole not letting kids to try and fail early on leads to grown people that can't take a damn decision for their life, that can't take, they don't know how to take care of themselves, that afraid to think for themselves. And it's like this, have this vision on life like this. So so this whole lockdown for many people did not change very much because they were not going to go anywhere anyway. And that is what's sad. I think the power of this, what happened, is to realize it's a wake up call. It's a wake up call for all of us in a different way. It's a wake up call for me, it's a wake up call for you, and it's a wake up call if you want to see it uh, as such. And it's really powerful because you realize, you may be realizing you have been living asleep. You may realize you have been living asleep without executing the potential you have inside of you. And by the way, I'm not bashing the schools, I'm not bashing the teachers. We now homeschooling parents, I always appreciate teachers, and especially those teachers who teach with their heart. I knew some wonderful teachers and principals and people who put their heart to it. But this is a time to make a re-evaluation of things, and kind of realize that we have some gifts and talents that we need to encourage our children and ourselves to do more, to create more, to be okay when it's quiet, when there is nothing playing on the background, when you don't consistently play video games or listening to the videos, or when we have to realize that every single one of us is incredibly gifted. And we need to take the courage to try and do new things and step into scary things and do unusual things and being playful with life. I was thinking today, sometimes I take things so deeply and so seriously. And I just thought about this today. Don't take yourself so seriously. Play with it. Be creative. Children, okay, I'm gonna say this point. I can't wait to read your comments. I just wanna, and thank you guys for the super chats. I'm gonna come to all of them in a second. When kids are playing, like, oh, I'm flying to the moon, or I'm gonna fly on the Mars. When kids are playing and having fun and they imagining, or I'm gonna be a spaceman, I'm gonna be an architect. When they are playing together, when they are little and they have all these creative ideas, they don't doubt each other. Oh, I don't know if I can play a spaceman today. What if I don't have enough of what if I'm not good enough? Or maybe I should wait. And another kid would be like, yeah, maybe I should not play a policeman because my uniform is not, maybe I'm not that cool. No, kids don't doubt themselves. They play, they imagine. So what happens after? What happens with grown people that afraid to be courageous, afraid to make a mistake, afraid to think for themselves? What happens? That's a good question. And if anybody who's listening to me is works with children, or mentoring children, share your thoughts. Meanwhile, I want to thank for a couple more super chats. Thank you, Kevin. The system does not want people to be free thinking. Well, clearly, yes. They want unquestioning wage slaves who produce as per direction and consume crap food and so on and so forth. Yes, I agree. And I want, on the other hand, I know that most of us have power over it. You don't have to have, bad wage. You can make your own wage. You can create, you can execute the talent inside of you that you have, because every single person breathing have some kind of talent, some kind of gift. But we are, I remember being in school and being worried, oh, I made a mistake, or I and teachers sometimes would correct you and say, oh, you're not thinking the right way. There is no right way. In the world of creativity, there is no right way, and you cannot make something gorgeous without making a bloody mess. Thank you, Bill. Thank you for another super chat. I appreciate your support tonight. Thank you so much. There have been forces in American society that actively sought to cripple public education for selfish gain. That includes bad food, poor educational materials, etc. Yes, I mean, I agree with that. That's what I was just sharing. That's exactly what I was just sharing. But with all that being said, if you look at Nicaragua or Africa, and those poor kids being on unpaved floor, sitting on the ground, having some leaves or whatever papers, we do need to realize that yes, we have it better than most people in the world here, but it doesn't mean that we should not develop our thinking beyond what is taught and forced on us. I'm gonna share something really personal. I have days when I wake up in the morning and I am so happy that I have no authority over me. I told you guys that I love mentorship. I have somebody that I'm inspired by. I probably have, several people who I consider my mentors. But mentor is somebody you choosing for whatever you want to learn, for whatever they are doing in their lives that you want, that inspire you. It's a free choice. When you are in school, or you have parents or whoever else is your guardian, and if you are in authoritarian school, you have people that are hovering over you and control you and tell you what to do, and just hold you in this in this class, and sometimes I have days when I wake up in the morning and I feel so extremely happy that I can actually express myself, that there is no authority over me, controlling. Can you guys relate? Like, I sometimes feel, I have very strict parents. When I was growing up, I had very strict parents and very strict teachers, and I've always felt pain. I've always felt that I cannot really be myself, and it's a double-edged sword, because you learn discipline, you learn responsibility, but I really hate it, and I'm very free-spirited in a way, even though sometimes it can be structured. But I sometimes have this happy days. I'm like, oh my god, I'm grown, I can do whatever the hell I want. This is awesome. Because all these years when you are in school, or you have strong authority of your parents, guardians, you feel like in a cage of control. So it's just so incredibly like, I can do whatever I want. I told this to my dad one time, and I could tell he wasn't happy to hear that. My dad, I love my dad very much, but he was very authoritarian, and he was very, very hard on me. So I mean, nothing scares me now. I am grateful to him because he taught me a lot of tough lessons, but I am really happy I can do whatever the heck I want. And I think the problem is sometimes you think you can do whatever the heck you want, but your drive, your core, your courage, your creativity was beaten down of you so much. Then when you have time, when you can create or do whatever the hell you want, you don't know what is that you want, and you start to think like this. Even like look at the kids, at kindergarten, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old, when they are creative, they're excited about every little thing, they're doing this and they're having these ideas and just all kinds of awesome stuff. And then look at teenagers, especially those who play video games or those who get things for granted. They that getting all these material gifts through their parents, that get so spoiled that they no longer have any imagination. And a lot of teenagers look and appear like old people because they are like this. Yeah, cool. Mm, okay. Mm. They're just, it's like they don't even know what they want. They take no part in their life because everything get handled to them on a platter. They are allowed to treat their parents like nothing, and they only get. So by the time they're 16, 17, 18, they're deeply depressed. They don't know what they want. They have no energy and no motivation. Of course, I'm generalizing, right? But I'm just sharing with you guys. What do you think about this? And thank you so much again, guys, for supporting. I'm gonna put some bubbles. Thank you so much for supporting my talk. I just wanted to come out and have this conversation with you all. Thank you so much. I'm gonna have little bubbles as I'm reading your comments. And yes, I got this robe for Christmas. Between along with many other wonderful treats and beautiful things that um, people in my life express their love with. And I was thinking and all the incredible uh, blessings that had happened over and love expressed toward me, through my close people. And I just could not believe it. And I looked at some beautiful things, surprises, and just beautiful things. And I took pictures not with my camera, but with my eyes. And I had a flashback into my childhood, where not in my wildest dreams I could imagine all this, beautiful, I can even say, luxurious things. And I'm going to enjoy them. But number one, I always remind myself to feel the appreciation for the way people express their love, and to enjoy the things but love the people. Enjoy the things but not getting attached to them. Appreciate them. Take the energy, if if you get in, I love girly things. I also love technology, and I like, beautiful, creative, artsy things. And it just, I felt very, very abundant and very blessed. But I could not even imagine, once again, guys, in my wildest dreams. I just for your understanding, like when I was growing up, I had one beautiful dress. I have one, by beautiful dress, I mean, when I was about 12 years old, uh, I had, one dress that you go out, that you go out to a birthday, or if you go out to some, movie or theater. I had just one dress and I loved it so much. That dress is actually was a gift. It was like this beautiful light blue dress, kind of matched my eye color, and it had like little white polka dots and it had lace around it, and it was like one princess dress I've had. But I didn't think that I was a victim. I could not believe that I have it. I could not believe that. And I don't know how many girls are watching me, but I was just so happy each time there was a birthday, or each time we would go to the theater, or just even for a walk downtown. I was able to wear this beautiful dress. Um, when I was growing up in like my early days in what you call elementary school, for the most part, I was wearing my older brother's clothes. And brown is not my color, okay? And I always have this appreciation for aesthetics, so I was just drawing like different colors and different things, and I was just dreaming that one day I'm gonna be a princess in a fairy tale, for no good reasons. Jim, if you were wearing your brother clothes, that's okay, but I'm a girl. That's a little different. I'm not denying the struggle, but I'm just saying I'm a girl. I really did not want to wear his brown jacket, So, and I'm just having this flashback, and it's not just material things, but everything, everything. If I could see, I would just put it this way. When I was 11 years old, 11 or 12, let's just say, if I could see this room where I am right now, if I could open, and I mean, I would just think it's some kind of like, I would just think it's some kind of like unreal, crazy, impossible fairy tale fantasy will never. I mean, it's impossible. Like, I could not even imagine, like all these beautiful, beautiful things. And once again, though, we have to appreciate and love what we have, but always remember to enjoy and use these things, but love the people around us, and remember that we can complain, oh, this does not work, this made in China, this is not the perfect color, but remember how blessed we are. And this is why travel is so incredible, because you travel, you see people surviving in the desert, you see people living without drinking water, you see people walking miles and having some things, huge things on their head, carrying, like, there are some people still living now like people could be living thousands of years ago. So we are blessed in so many ways, but we just forget to appreciate it. We just forget to appreciate it, and this is so sad. All right, guys, let me read some of your comments. Thank you so much for support, and if you have some thoughts, please share. After I read my comments, I wanted to share with you from a friend I have in Chernobyl, of all places. I said I was wearing I was wearing his clothes, like jackets and stuff. Stop, guys. He didn't wear dresses, so. But I just, like, I remember wearing that so much of brown color, and I'm like, this is not working out for me. Everybody is so poor right now, but when the restaurants will open here in Michigan, the parking lots are gonna be packed. The malls are gonna be packed. But everybody is so poor. Yes, there is a lot of things to be thankful in America. There is a lot of things to be thankful everywhere in the world, because even in third world countries there are rich people, you know, in Russia and Ukraine there are many rich people, or many people who are blessed. Let me read some of your comments, guys, and I'm gonna share about my friend, um, who lives in Chernobyl, and she's the most cheerful person I've ever met. Hi, Lawrence. Yeah, you. Lawrence is being sarcastic. He's saying Americans can learn a lot from immigrants. Geography, for example. Yeah, man. Lawrence, that is a good point. Guys, you know, on this channel we talk about traveling and meeting people. One thing that you can do is learn some geography and history, because it needs a yeah, it could use, you know, it could be very useful. Yeah, now men could wear sister clothes. I know that is insane. I don't know. I feel, you know, that is a good point. I feel like masculinity have been threatened by this whole feminine touch for men. Like I was always joke, you know, when I would get a dress for a gift, I would say, "Well, thank you. That's a beautiful dress," and I would joke about it, and I would joke and say, "Hey, I hope I'll never see you in a dress." I was just saying it as a pure joke, but now, you know, you can actually see now society, you know, is promoting, you know, men wearing dresses. I don't know, but even with all this craziness, you know, you can create your own world. And that is the point. This video is not really about bashing what's going on right now. It's about, you know, behind your doors in your home, they could be, they can have media saying this and saying toxic masculinity and men wear dresses and wear masks and all the other BS and all these crazy videos and TV shows. But guess what? You can use the power of your right hand and switch off the TV and have a great life. You can switch off the TV, you can make your own meal, you can talk to your children, you can play with them, you can talk about encouraging things, you can create your own kingdom. And the best thing you can do for your kids is not buying all the stuff for them, but spend time with them and teach them to think for yourself. You know, my son's friends are things that I think some of them I feel for Ruslan, because I let him play in some video games, but I have restrictions, major restrictions. I have high demands, and I challenge him to think for himself all the time. To many, to many of his peers, I look like this crazy, inadequate person, like absolutely insane. I can only imagine, but I don't have time to think or worry or be concerned when what somebody's thinking about me. I know my mission and my role, and that is encourage that gift inside of the child, that intelligence, bravery, and courage to be you and go deep. Don't just be a surface person that consumes everything that goes your way. Create your own. Think for yourself, you know? No matter, this world gonna get even crazier, but you don't have to go with it. And it's really easy. I was telling him that it's real easy to stand out in this world. If you just make eye contact, if you know, leave your phone, if you talk to people, if you can hold your focus on the conversation, you can already win. If you dare to learn, to research, and to come up with your own thoughts, you're already ahead of most people. You know, one amazing thing about this whole situation that happened this year with all the masks and shutdowns and whatever been craziness been going on, you realize one thing, and that thing is shocking. And that is how few people can really think for themselves, and how many people are just so dumb. You know, you see people driving in the car by themselves with a mask on. You see people going for a walk outside when they're supposed to breathe. They have a mask on. We saw people in the mountains in Montana, up high, when they're supposed to breathe and be free with a mask on. These are the people that did not learn to think. Oh, thank you, Casey. Thank you, Casey. I love that quote. This world is only going to get crazier, but you don't have to go along with it. Thanks. Thanks, Casey. That is true. You know, we can have great discussions and share our thoughts about this madness, but the most amazing thing is that power still belongs to us. And that's what they don't want us to realize. We still have power. You know, um we don't have to adjust to what they're teaching us. We can teach ourselves what's important and research and analyze. By the way, I got a wonderful gift um, from a very good friend, and it was a Jordan Peterson book. Uh, I'm sure you all know and probably listening to him. This is gonna be a joy to read. I think in a crazy time like this, Jordan Peterson is a great resource for guidance. You know, he can be your mentor and your guidance and your inspiration without you personally talking to him. So I want to thank for that wonderful gift. I know the gifter is watching me right now. Thank you so much for the Jordan Peterson book. I absolutely love it, and thank God for Jordan Peterson. So, you know, you don't have to go crazy with the world. You know, the world can listen to Cardi B and to ultra leftist ideas and whatever else, but you can close the doors in your house and read some Jordan Peterson and get some common sense, create your own destiny, and, you know, be on a plane tomorrow exploring the world. This is the something that I want to remind all of us and myself, that even though it's out of control, most of the things are still in our hands. We can still set the rules in our hearts, minds, and houses, even if our governors are trying to tell us that we can't, but we can. So thank you. Thank you so much for highlighting that. Yeah, Victoria Sparks. Yes, I've everybody been sending me links about her. Yeah, I'm gonna research her. She sounds amazing. So thank you guys so much for your participation. I appreciate that, and I hope I can get to the comments, because sometimes I have the stream of conscious. If I don't say it, I'll forget it. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's really sweet. Thank you so much, Bill. I appreciate that. Oh, that's really sweet. I will read part of this. You are a beautiful catalyst for change and quite a breath of fresh air. Thank God for you and your message. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I feel that we all need a little bit of encouragement and reminders. You know, for me, exchanging these thoughts with you, it inspires me back. And in times of this, we're realizing how important it is to connect with people and support them and remind them about their power, about their talents, about their gifts, about their creativity. But in this time, about their freedom, most of all, freedom of thought. You know, I literally wake up some mornings and think how happy I am that I'm free to self express myself, no matter what they say or show. You know, you just push the switch off button. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you're funny, Casey. Yeah, but you know, the truth is, once again, you know, we can have horrible lunches in school. I cannot change it, but I can uh go to the store, find some good produce, or you know, buy it from farmers and make a lunch for my son. I can blame the government, the ingredients they add, and all this BS that they feeding us and they doing to our kids. Or I can think, you know what? I have my car, I'm healthy, I have some money in my pocket, I can go and find the resources and create the best of my ability at the moment. And this, I think that all of us should be once again encouraged to create the best of our ability at the moment. Because a lot of people, what they do, they you know, they are scolding and getting mad about what government does, but then they go right along. The lines to Chick-fil-A's and Burger Kings and pizza places, the lines are huge. So we are doing this to ourselves, right? We gotta take power back and just apply higher standards to ourselves. I feel that this is a problem with us. Was this like being lazy and lazier and lazier? We need to apply higher standards to ourselves. I don't need to look it up to know what it means. But I hear you. Mhm. Memories do not define us. They could define us as we used to be. But yes, what you do in this moment and what you will do in future, uh, that could be a lot more relevant. Yes. Yeah, Iowa has a conservative governor. Good. Lucky you. um, yes. Um, yeah, Casey, thanks again for the for the quote, because I do think that it's gonna get a lot crazier, but doesn't have to affect you. You know, one of my friends and followers had commented under my status. I wrote something, you know, something Christmassy, and he said it's been a horrible year, and I said it's not a horrible year if you switch off TV. It's a great year. You know, sometimes, I mean, you have to take control. Um, mm, yes, people are hooked on entertainment. You know, if you compare on YouTube, you find some famous, you know, channels, or you know, very popular big channels, you will see that entertainment, crazy videos, you know, crazy edited videos, funny videos, cat videos, silly videos will always have uh, always be viewed many, many, many more times that videos with that where you can learn something, you know. This is very interesting. Entertainment is consuming, especially it consuming young people and children, and I'm having a consistent battles explaining about this. And it's said that in school they do not explain children that no, it's not okay to wake up in the morning and start playing video game. You know, I was talking with one young man, and I told him, I asked him, have you seen me waking up in the morning and, you know, watching a comedy show, or, you know, being on social media for no reason, or try to entertain myself? No, because in the morning you have a sacred energy of fresh mind and being able to create and do things. So entertainment is a new um drug. It's a new drug, period. And children, especially now when they cannot see their peers, you know, we have no school, it's all online, when they cannot get interaction and fun, they just want to dive into that. It's just like a filler. You don't need to think about anything, you don't need to consider anybody, care for anybody. You can just knock yourself out with thousands of different things coming out at you, and then you go to bed. So what can we learn from this year? We need to do more hard things that require effort, you know, like reading, researching, listening, doing the difficult things, you know, preparing things. Yeah. Yes, Lawrence, I agree. I agree. Do the hard thing. Always do what's harder. Because what's easier, you're gonna pay for that later. You know, fast food was at first a brilliant invention. You don't have to go to the store, you don't have to cook, don't have to get your hands dirty, don't have to do the dishes, don't have to worry about nothing. But wait, no, you do. Now, 10 years later, um, you have about 10 health conditions. Yeah, it would have been harder to prepare food, but is it easier now to lose your health? And mental health, you know, going with that together. When you have purpose in life, when you learn things, when you learn how to align with yourself, and you discover the magic of life, that also gives you that energy and nutrients from you being happy, doing what you were meant to do coming on this planet. That also keeps you incredibly healthy. It's not just the nutrients we get from food, but it's satisfaction of our life that gives us all this energy and liveliness. Hi, Tom. Yeah, I really don't know what is my rating for this video, so I couldn't tell you. I don't know. What ratings would you give me? I'm just kidding. I think everybody has their, you know, has their own rating system. You know, I can't make everybody happy, but today I felt us coming here and just sharing my heart. Ooh, that's nice. I'll take that. Thanks. Thank you. I'll take 100 times infinity. That sounds good to me. wow, that is so interesting. No, I didn't know. I didn't know that silent and listening have the same letters. That's brilliant. Thank you. Greeners. I'm cozy. Feels so good to be in my road. I feel like we are in the kitchen having a conversation and drinking tea like in the good old times. That's one of the things that I truly miss. Yes, Jim, it would be amazing if we could have more possibility to if we could influence more what our children get taught in schools. I know some schools are going extreme and the stuff they teach in them. I've been teaching my son to learn things early on, to think for himself, um and yeah, there is a lot of things that are wrong that are, I mean, it's really crazy because America was always praised as a free country. But if I tell you that America has the least of freedom of speech, if you say, and that's why I need to, we need to expand the platform because freedom of speech does not exist anymore. You have the mainstream media that have a heavy control, and if you say, even if I put some words in the title, this video gonna be gone. It's absolutely insane. Unless you agree with mainstream media, um you're gonna be silenced, doxxed, censored. It's absolutely unbelievable. That reminds me, even when I was growing up, it was almost already post USSR, or it was pretty much, the system was pretty much gone. But when my parents were growing, they had similar censorship. I mean, not they were growing, when they were living their life, and yeah, the censorship is the same, and the amount of things that people, I mean, you guys know, don't get me on the road. You know what I mean when I talk about censorship and turning things around, and um it's, I don't know. Guys, stop making me laugh. Tom, when I will grow up, then I don't know. It it could be years, but we should have a party then. Yeah. Wow, lots of advice, lots of nutrition advice, political channel advice. Yes. Um. Mm-hmm. Yes. It's always great to learn another language. It is. So, my dear friends, I have a question to you. What lessons have you taken from 2020? Write down in the chat in the comments, what lessons are you going with? What have you learned, and what you will do or you will no longer accept? This is a magical time right now to put a new program in your consciousness, shall I say. What lessons, we discussed that maybe it was not such a horrible year, maybe, life is have an extreme amount of blessings, and we are in control what we are doing behind the doors, how we raised kids, what we tell to ourselves, what we're doing with our lives, um, and a lot of things we can learn from people. Never look down on person from a third world country, because they could know more than you in some areas, and they could be your inspiration to go through the hard times. I haven't learned anything. Yeah, well, even if you knew a lot, you should still learn. You still should do some, you should still consider taking some lessons. I would say, like, what's your main takeaway from 2020? Except for watching the Ukrainian perspective as long as you can. But you know what? I would agree that I things that I knew and things that I was doing did, uh, got confirmed. Yes. I've always believed in self education. I've always believed in doing hard things in terms of quality things. I believe in creating things for as self expression, and um, as a way of life. I believe in being independent, but I mean, by doing my own thing, and being creative. But with this, what happens is almost like you have this huge reassurance. And also, I realize, and even though you think you are free, I feel that most of us live like this, including myself, still. You do all these things that you think are out of the box, but a lot of things we are doing daily are on autopilot. A lot of these things that we are doing daily are things that we are doing on autopilot. They are not, we don't consider that there are other ways of doing things. And so, my dream or aspiration, inspiration for 2021, it's to really expand and to really go beyond all these glass ceilings and limitations, and know you can do that. A lot of times we're not even aware of our true selves and true desires. A lot of times we are doing things just because we are used to doing this way, not because that's what we want to do. So yeah, I want to become freer, and um save a lot of energy to thrive. Be very, very greedy with my energy. Yes. Those who understand will understand what I mean. Treating your energy as gold, your attention, your focus. I feel that in this time, your focus, your attention, your energy is extremely important capital, because literally everything is fighting for your attention. So if you can keep attention, focus, and energy on what's important, it will thrive. I feel that distraction is going to be a new disease, you know? Oh, thank you guys for sharing. I see you sharing some stuff. Yes. Self discovery is never truly, you can never, self discover yourself and now you're done. It's like, you can never do a good manicure and expect it to last a lifetime. It's never ending process. Mm-hmm. Yeah, great manicure could be life changing, but you cannot make it for life. It's a thing of maintenance. So we cannot be still. We should always strive to develop. We should always strive to evolve. Oh my gosh, I still have my earrings on. Oh goodness. Yes, c- concrete goals are great goals. I think it's also a great year to and great time to get unattached of your illusions, what people may think about you. A lot of people do not step into their power, into their creativity, into their thing, because into things that they really want to do, because they're afraid what people will think about them, or what they think that people will think about them. So much energy gets wasted because people are obsessed about others. And I have the greatest news for you. People's attention span right now is probably like 7 seconds. So if you're afraid to be funny, if you're afraid doing something imperfectly, don't be afraid, because people don't think about you. They will think about you for a second before another flash, another flash. The focus is becoming a very rare skill. So don't worry and get obsessed about what somebody else think about you, because you have no control of it and you will never know. A lot of people presume things, that they know something about you, And when they tell you what they think about you or what they think is going on in your life, usually it makes you laugh because they really don't know your life, right? Whether you are on social media and people presume what kind of life you have, or you're just between friends and co-workers, remember, it's an incredible time waster. Try to control and please people and control what they think about you. So no matter what you do in life, they're gonna be somebody. If even if you do the best thing for everyone, even if you're Mother Teresa, or Father Teresa, people will find something wrong about you and will criticize you behind your back. You might as well do it your way. This year really showed us that there is no time to waste, and options and opportunities need to be taken at the time that they were available. You need to jump in into every opportunity you have, because you may never have it again. Mm, mm. Wow, you guys getting all philosophical over there. So remember, once you aware of something, you can change it. But I think about 90% of our minds are subconscious. 90% of what we are doing and what rules us, what actions we take and things we are doing are subconscious. But once the problem you have or limitation you realize is you realize that some it's controlled by somebody, or you realize what problem you having. Once you are aware of the problem you having, you have a tool. Only those things you are unaware of can cause you to go the wrong directions. Once you know what your problem is, it's up to you to solve it. It's no longer controlling you. So, my dear friends, thank you so much for joining our live stream. Any last minute thoughts? Albert, I honestly afraid what you were teaching the children. Sometimes you write comments and thoughts and ideas that I'm kind of glad you're retired now. Thanks. Thank you guys. Thank you. I hope you have a wonderful New Year's as well. Not just New Year's Eve tomorrow, but the entire year. I hope that you spend some time to reflect and kind of realize where you are and where you would like to be, and step into your power. It doesn't matter, switching off the TV button bring a whole new level of happiness, right? I'm gonna put some bubbles to appreciate everybody who supported the live chat today. I really do appreciate your support, my dear friends. It means a lot to me. So some bubbles to celebrate the year. You know, if you are alive and healthy and you have warm home and something in your fridge, something in your, things you need in your house, you have a way to get around, you still have mind here, you still in your mind between your ears, you're healthy enough, you cannot say it was a horrible year. You cannot call it a horrible year because you're here, in one piece. You have enough of funds to have the internet. There is a lot that you have, but the question is what you're gonna do with it this coming year. So it's always a good time to restart and reset. I honestly don't believe so much in new resolutions. I believe in reassessing and re-evaluating things all the time. Like, I don't know, every week, every month. Sometimes you go to bed one person and wake up as another person inside of you. Your mindset can change very, very rapidly, and it can take your entire mind to a different level, your entire existence. So it's very important what we are consuming, not just for our food, but for our minds, because that can make such a huge, it can turn life around. I'm very adamant to what I'm listening to and what kind of information is around. Just focus as much as you can on the positivity, on creativity, on something inspiring, because nobody is entitled to take year of joy out of your life, right? Sorry, guys, I'm sliding. Yeah, I know. I dared today, guys. I'm gonna tell you this. I dared today to come and be all cozy in my robe. I think it's the first, maybe a second time ever I'm in my robe for the live stream. But I was out. We have crazy weather here, and I felt like I earned my couch conversation time with you guys. And I'm actually gonna be laughing, but I'm actually in a dress because I was out enjoying a beautiful early New Year's dinner. Yes, there is always a way around our governor, but I felt like I want something cozy, and I felt like, no, I cannot come to my live stream wearing a my new Christmas robe. But then I said, no, I can. I felt like I want to have cozy kitchen conversations. Some of the best memories from my childhood and youth are times in the kitchen, drinking tea, talking, and having most cozy, sweet conversations. Oh. Mm-hmm. No, it's a robe. It's a robe. So guys, my dear friends, thank you so much for being with me. Thank you for being with this channel for so long. Before I go, how long have you been watching this channel? I just want to know. It's the end of the year. um in terms of this channel for the year, I would like to add more topics, more interesting discussions, not only about, relationships and dating and all of that. I really want to, I think it's time to add more universal things, because I probably have over 1,000 videos about, you know, mentality and secrets of, you know, Russian and Ukrainian ladies and all of that. You know, we all, I shared a lot. I feel like I want to add inspiring content and talk about universal things and encourage us who think out of the box, and being able to connect. Jim is saying, okay, awesome, guys. You should, okay, Green Earth Rebirth, over 2 years. Thank you for watching me over 2 years. Green Earth. 2018. All right, thank you. 1 year. Привет, Таня. Привет, Танюша. С наступающим тебя. Привет. Hi, my dear girl. Good to see you. Good to see you, Tanusha. So I want to share with you something also. I have, well, you know what? I'm not gonna share with you. I'll have something. I'll do my best to keep it interesting. I'm gonna keep some things for myself. But if you have ideas, if you want to say, you know, Veronica, I really wish. What is this? Oh, it's a feather. It's a feather. If you want to say, oh, I really wish you would be talking about this, or I really, just a second, guys. No, I really wish you would be talking about these topics, and I'm not gonna say that I will do everything you think you'd like me to talk about, but if you have some ideas, um, if there is something you would like me to add as a consistent topic, um, welcome to, you know, share your thoughts, what changes you would like to see on this channel. I have some ideas and I will slowly implement them. I have some surprises for you. I want to make it interesting and evolving, so if you have ideas, don't take offense if I don't implement, but I'm open to all of the ideas. О, Танюша, спасибо. Um, Маякни мне. Танюш, маякни мне, окей? Я тоже за вами скучаю. Пора уже что-нибудь сделать праздничное. Может быть, сходим куда-нибудь, хоть все и закрыто, но сходим куда-нибудь, съездим куда-нибудь. Окей? Давай, может быть, завтра или в пятницу, или в субботу свяжемся и чего-нибудь такое придумаем праздничное. Хорошо? Окей? Окей, Танюш? С наступающим тебя, я уверена, что все лучше, и все будет хорошо. И еще лучше. Вот. У меня есть одна идейка, кстати, что мы можем сделать, что мы можем учудить. Yes. Спасибо, Танюш. Yeah, most people don't believe I speak Russian or Ukrainian, but I do, I promise. It was a code just for you and me, but you got my point. Let's make it happen. Let's I have an idea of something what I wanted to show you. So if we can make some magic and align some plans, I wanted to show you something beautiful. Oh my gosh. Thanks, Kizzy. Are you stalking me? But thank you. Oh, by the way, my dear friends, I want to tell you this. I think I told you this, but my son's channel is going to be taken down in a couple of days. So if you want to be updated when he creates a new one, send me an email to consultveronica@gmail.com and just say, hey, I'd like to I would like to be added on the list because they're gonna disable his channel. He talked a little bit too much. I'm trying to save his videos and back up all of his videos. Um, he can officially create a channel in a year. He will be allowed age, but before that we're gonna try to do another one, or maybe just wait. But I'm trying to back up all of his videos, so I'm gonna be busy. Tanya, we are almost alone. There are very few people that actually watching my channel who understand. So, but it doesn't matter. It wasn't a big secret, but um, it's a code. It's a code. I used. I put the it was Google backup of sorts. It was a Google backup of sorts, and I don't know if they backed up or not. So I don't know. I have to figure it out this weekend. If I don't, his videos will disappear. Well, he did not put his real age, but they saw his videos and they realized he's not the age he claimed he is. So they asked us for a document that will prove his age, and we can't prove his age because he put fake age. Because he was talking about politics and different things, they marked him as he violated community guidelines. He talked about he was mimicking Bernie Sanders. That's all that he did. So he was going live and mimicking Bernie Sanders. He was just mimicking him. He wasn't saying anything bad or anything good. But they striked it, and anyhow. Yeah. He wasn't politically correct, and now they figured he's too young and they're gonna do this to him. I can't believe this. So I'm praying that I can save all of his videos because to me they are priceless. Yeah, maybe he should have been talking behind the black screen because he can talk like a college graduate. He was just being funny. He was copying him, and he was so good at it. So for a moment, I saw that he alliance was with Bernie Sanders politics. I was like, oh my goodness, did I really raise this child? Because I was a reporter behind the scenes, and he was so passionate about everything. He really got into the role. It's almost like he was a positive. He was a fan of Bernie Sanders for a moment, but it cost us a channel. So, yeah. Talking about freedom, how's that been working out? Not very well. Not very well at all. Yeah, he's funny. He is funny. Yeah, I was trying to hold a straight face, but it was so funny. I was just laughing. He could. He's amazing, he's amazing when it comes to political things. He's very passionate about it. Yeah, I'm the infamous reporter. 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 All right, guys. Reporter, it's time to retire for reporter for the night. Thank you so much for joining, my dear friends. Thank you for supporting. I hope I give you a little bit of encouragement. We cannot often change everything from the outside, but we can change things for us in our micro worlds. We can do the most of things. The truth is, we only have one life and we gotta make the most of it. No matter what they say, no matter what they're trying to do, right? Oh, thank you, Joseph. Yes, I love Elena MacLeod. She's such a beautiful, beautiful soul. Thank you for stopping by um, for my channel. Yes, I'm comfortably on the couch in my room. But I was outside today in crazy Michigan weather, so I earned it. So welcome, Joseph. Thank you for coming. I've been enjoying watching Alina's videos and her live videos. She's amazing. By the way, Alina, she's not Elena, she's Alina MacLeod. She's traveling right now by herself, young, beautiful girl. She's right now, I think she was just recently, she was in Albania. She travels all around, everything that's open, and she's exploring. She's having a great year. Yes, there are restrictions, but she still makes the most of it. She is such a beautiful soul. I just love her. I would love to meet her one day. Yes, man. I love Alina. She's just like Angel. Oh, thank you, Leland. Leland says, I have met a wonderful Ukrainian woman and your videos are giving me great insight into showing her better respect. Thank you. Yes, my dear friend Leland. One thing you will learn about Russian, Ukrainian, Slavic culture is that we kind of demand things on a higher level. We have certain standard, we have certain idea, we have a certain way of doing things, and that's how we like it. So feel free to explore. You have about 1,000 videos with insights and things like that. So welcome, Leland. I hope you will take even more. Yes, you're welcome. Yes, it's a pre-New Year's surprise. Pre-New Year's Eve. I'm not sure when I'm gonna go live next. It could be the last live in this year. Could be, I don't know. I want to do it while I can. I may take a little break and reflect and enjoy and recharge. So I want to make sure I connect with you before that. I want to tell you guys my appreciation for you supporting this channel, for your trust, um, for being with me, for showing interest, for watching the videos. Some of you, have been my clients. Some of you I've met in person. Some of you I've never met, and you maybe never talk to me, but you still make a big difference by watching the videos. Thank you for all of your feedback, kind words, encouragement, support of the channel. It means a lot. It definitely, I want to tell you that you being on this channel definitely contributed a huge, huge amount of happiness and joy to my life in 2020. Just even with your feedback that um, some things you tried, some things you applied, some things you had done, it really means a lot to me. Thank you so much for your trust, for your loyalty, for your support. Um, I call this channel, it's like my YouTube family. So thank you, my dear friends. I'm wishing you a wonderful year. I have not read all the comments because I had my stream of conscience, but once the video is posted and it's processed, I'll be able to see some more of your comments and just appreciate the thoughts you shared. Sometimes the comments you write inspire me for more videos, more topics. So thank you so much, guys. Step into your creativity, make the most of life. Watch more TV. Oh my god, I need to go to sleep. Watch less TV. Watch things that inspire you. Don't waste your energy on things that upset you. Don't worry about what people think about you. Um, it's important what you think about you and how you feel. And of course, watch Ukrainian perspective. Thank you so much. Happy New Year, с Новым годом. Have a wonderful night. Спокойной ночи. Good night. And I will see you next year. Bye, everybody. Thank you.